You've done everything right. You texted her back instantly because you didn't want to leave her hanging. You listened to her problems for 3 hours when she was crying about her boss. You bought her flowers, you opened doors. You were the safe guy, the nice guy, the guy she said she wanted. And what did you get? You got the "I love you, but like a brother" speech. You got left on read while she posted a story at 2 a.m. with some guy who looks like he hasn't showered in 3 days and treats her like an option. It burns, doesn't it? That feeling in your chest isn't just rejection. It's betrayal. You feel betrayed because society, Hollywood, and maybe even your own mother lied to you. They gave you a blueprint for attraction that is fundamentally broken. You are invisible to her not because you are ugly and not because you are broke. You are invisible because you are boring. You are safe. And biologically safe is the cousin of repulsive. Listen to me closely because this is going to hurt before it heals. Women are not lying to you on purpose. They are lying to themselves. What a woman thinks she wants logically, safety, endless comfort, subservience, is often the exact opposite of what her biology craves viscerally. We are talking about millions of years of evolutionary pressure here. Her conscious brain wants a nice roommate who pays the bills. Her subconscious brain wants a competent protector who could survive the apocalypse. If you are tired of being the emotional tampon for women who sleep with the jerks, you need to wake up. We are going to deconstruct the 13 traits that actually trigger biological attraction. The dark, hidden stuff they will never admit in a survey. If you want to stop watching from the sidelines and start being the main character in your own life, you need to kill the nice guy inside you today. Most men are tragically predictable. You are a TV show where she already knows the ending. Good morning, beautiful text at 8 o'clock a.m. How was your day? At 6 o'clock p.m., instant replies. Total availability. You think this shows consistency, but to her lizard brain, it screams zero value. If you are always there, you are like oxygen, necessary, but she doesn't notice you until you're gone. The trait she actually craves is unpredictability. I'm not talking about being bipolar or toxic. I'm talking about intermittent reinforcement. In psychology, this is the most powerful form of conditioning. It's why gambling is addictive. If you win every time, it's boring. If you lose every time, you quit. But if you win sometimes, you become obsessed. When you are too available, you rob her of the joy of wondering about you. A woman falls in love in the space between interactions, not during them. She falls in love when she's checking her phone and you haven't texted. She falls in love when she's wondering, what is he doing? Who is he with? You need to be a little bit of a mystery. Maybe you reply instantly on Tuesday, but on Wednesday, you are on a mission, you are grinding, and you don't reply for 6 hours because you are actually busy building your empire, not playing games. This isn't manipulation, it's having a life. When your attention becomes a scarce resource, its value skyrockets. Stop handing out your attention like free flyers on the Las Vegas Strip. Make her earn it. The competence warmth matrix. The competent protector. There is a massive misconception that women love assholes. They don't. They love competence. The reason the jerk often gets the girl is that he usually displays higher competence or confidence than the nice guy who is afraid of his own shadow. Evolutionary psychology shows us a fascinating dynamic. Women want a man who is high in competence first and high in warmth second. The nice guy leads with warmth but lacks competence. He's sweet but he's helpless. He asks her where she wants to eat because he's afraid to make a wrong choice. He looks to her for validation. This forces her into the masculine role and it dries her up instantly. The hidden trait here is being the dangerous man who is civilized. Jordan Peterson talks about this. A harmless man is not a good man. A harmless man is just weak. A woman wants a man who has the capacity for aggression, the capacity to handle dangerous situations, the competence to fix the car, handle the finances, and confront an intruder, but who chooses to be gentle with her. That is sexy. Being nice because you have no other option is pathetic. Being kind when you have the power to be a monster is attractive. You need to develop skills, get in the gym, learn to fight, learn to make money. When she looks at you, she needs to feel that if the world went to hell tomorrow, she would be safe standing next to you. If she feels like she has to protect you from the world, you are already in the friend zone. If you are actually tired of being invisible and you want to understand the deeper psychology of how to build this dangerous competence, you need to subscribe right now. We are going to go places that most dating channels are too afraid to touch. Hit that button if you want the truth. This is the most controversial one, but it's biological fact. Women are attracted to men that other women are attracted to. It's called pre-selection. Think about it. If you walk into a restaurant and it's completely empty, you wonder, what's wrong with the food? But if there's a line out the door, you assume it's amazing. Women use this same heuristic for men. If you are a lone wolf who no other woman seems interested in, her subconscious asks, what do they know that I don't? You don't need to cheat, and you don't need to be a player. But you need to have female energy in your life. You need to be the guy who is comfortable around women, who has female friends, who is seen having a good time with the opposite sex. When she sees that other women validate you, she feels safer choosing you. It removes the risk. This is why when you finally get a girlfriend, suddenly 3 of your exes text you and random girls start hitting on you. You didn't change, your status did. You have been pre-selected. If you are single, stop acting like a desperate hunter. Act like the prize, be social. Let her see you interacting with other women without falling apart. The moment she realizes she has competition, her competitive instinct kicks in and she will fight for your attention. Women are emotional storms. Their hormones fluctuate wildly throughout the month. They feel things deeply and intuitively. They do not want another storm. They want a rock. One of the most repulsive things a man can do is match a woman's emotional chaos. If she is freaking out and you start freaking out, the ship sinks. If she tests you, and she will test you, by acting cold or throwing a tantrum, and you get butthurt and whiny, you fail. The trait here is non-reactive stoicism. It means you have total control over your nervous system. When she throws chaos at you, you absorb it, neutralize it, and give back calm. You don't take her moods personally. If she's being disrespectful, you don't scream. You calmly withdraw your attention or set a boundary. You look her in the eyes with zero fear. This signals high status. Low status males are easily triggered. A king is not bothered by the buzzing of a fly. When you show her that her emotional turbulence cannot move you off your center, she feels an immense wave of safety. She realizes, he is stronger than me. And that safety allows her to surrender to her feminine energy. If you are constantly seeking her reassurance, asking, "Are you mad at me?" you are acting like a child seeking a mother, not a man seeking a mate. This is the one that most men get backward. You think making her your #1 priority is romantic. You think worshiping the ground she walks on is what she wants. Wrong. If you make her the center of your universe, she becomes the source of your happiness and your sadness. That is way too much pressure for her. She doesn't want to be your mission. She wants to join you on your mission. A woman wants a man who is driven by something bigger than her. A man who will cancel a date because he has to close a business deal. A man who will go to the gym even if she wants to cuddle and eat pizza. It sounds counterintuitive, but when you choose your purpose over her, she respects you more. It signals that you are a man of value who has a destination in life. If you drop everything for her, you are signaling that you have nothing going on. And if you have nothing going on, why would she want to be part of your life? Your obsession should be your legacy, your work, your body, your growth. She should be the complement to that, not the foundation of it. Generosity without boundaries is just pleasing. Women despise pleasers. They might use them, they might milk them for free dinners and attention, but they do not sleep with them. The ability to say no to a woman is one of the highest indicators of self-respect. If she asks you to do something that inconveniences you or goes against your values, and you say yes just to make her like you, she loses respect. The hidden trait is boundaries. When you say no, you are drawing a line in the sand. You are saying, I value myself more than I value your approval. This is magnetic. It creates friction. Friction creates heat. If you agree with everything she says, there is no friction, no spark. Be willing to disagree. Be willing to call her out on her bullshit. If she's late, tell her it's disrespectful. If she's being rude, tell her to stop. She might act angry in the moment, but deep down, her attraction trigger is flipping on because she finally found a man who isn't afraid of losing her. And ironically, the man who isn't afraid to lose her is the only one she wants to keep. Let's talk about the physical. I'm not just talking about six-pack abs, although being fit shows discipline, which is attractive. I'm talking about how you occupy space. Low-value men make themselves small. They hunch their shoulders, they cross their legs tightly, they look down, they shimmy out of the way when walking down the street. High-value men take up space. It's called physical imposition. Look at the way a CEO sits in a chair versus the intern. The CEO leans back, legs open, arms spread. He owns the chair. He owns the room. When you walk, walk with a slow, heavy rhythm. Don't scurry. When you enter a room, pause at the doorway and look around. This is primal. It signals, I am not a threat, but I am not threatened. Women read body language 10 times better than men. Before you even open your mouth to say hello, she has already decided if you are a potential mate or a non-entity based purely on your posture and eye contact. Hold strong eye contact. Don't be the first to look away and look down. If you look away, look to the side, never down. Looking down is a submission signal. Stop submitting. Desperation has a smell. It's a pheromone of fear. When you are attached to the outcome, when you need the date to go well, when you need her to text back, you act weird. You overthink. You stutter. You try too hard. Women can sense this try-hard energy from a mile away, and it disgusts them. It feels like a salesman trying to force a product on them. The trait you need is outcome independence. This means you are perfectly fine whether she likes you or not. If she likes you, great. If she doesn't, also great. You have other things to do. This is the ultimate abundance mindset. When you talk to her with the attitude of, I'm just checking to see if you are good enough for me, the dynamic flips. You are the buyer, not the seller. You are the prize. This removes the pressure from the interaction. You become relaxed, funny, and charming because you aren't terrified of making a mistake. The guy who is willing to walk away is the guy who controls the negotiation. In dating, the person who cares less holds the power. Now, we have to touch on the dark side. Studies show that traits associated with the dark triad, narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy, are often sexually attractive to women, especially for short-term mating. Why? Because they mimic competence. A narcissist looks confident. A Machiavellian looks intelligent and strategic. A psychopath is non-reactive and fearless. I am not telling you to be a clinical psychopath. I am telling you to integrate the positive aspects of these shadows. From the narcissist, take the unshakable belief in yourself. Believe you are the best thing in the room. That delusion is infectious. From the Machiavellian, be strategic. Don't just drift through life. Have a plan. Understand social dynamics and how to maneuver them. From the psychopath, take the fearlessness and the ability to disconnect from empathy when necessary to make hard decisions. Women want a man who could be bad, but chooses to be good to her. If you are just good because you're weak, you're boring. If you have a touch of that dark edge, that I do what I want energy, it's intoxicating. It signals you aren't bound by social rules. You make your own rules. I don't know. What do you want to do? Stop saying this. Never say this again. Women suffer from decision fatigue. They have to make a million choices a day. They worry about everything. The last thing they want is a man who adds to their mental load by forcing them to plan the date. The trait is decisiveness. You say, wear a black dress, pick you up at 7. We are going to that Italian place. You don't ask, you lead. If she doesn't like Italian, she will tell you, and then you adjust. But the act of leading is what turns her on. It shows you have a plan. It shows you are capable of taking the wheel. When you lead, she can relax. She can get out of her masculine planner brain and into her feminine experiencer brain. That is where her desire lives. If you force her to lead, she will resent you. A leader takes the risk of being wrong. A follower avoids the risk. Be the leader. This isn't about crying during movies. This is about reading the room. Women communicate in subtext, in vibes, in silence. Men communicate in direct logic. When she says, I'm fine, and you say, okay, cool, you failed the IQ test. Attractive men have high social intuition. They can read the micro expressions. They know when to push and when to pull back. They can feel when the tension is right for a kiss. They can feel when she is bored and needs a change of venue. This makes a woman feel seen. It's a very high-level skill that shows you are socially calibrated. If you are oblivious to her signals, you are like a bull in a china shop. Slow down. Observe. Listen to what she isn't saying. When you call her out on a feeling she hasn't even verbalized yet, you seem a bit anxious about that work thing. Let's distract you. She looks at you like you are a wizard. Most men walk on eggshells. They filter every sentence to make sure it's appropriate or polite. This is boring and fake. Women crave authenticity, and true authenticity comes with the risk of offending people. If you have a controversial opinion, state it. Don't be a jerk about it, but own it. If you hate the music she likes, say it playfully. Wow, you have terrible taste in music. We need to fix that. This is called polarization. You want to polarize her. You want her to either love you or hate you. Indifference is the enemy. When you speak your truth without apologizing, it shows you are grounded in your reality. It shows you aren't trying to mold yourself into her perfect little boyfriend. You are you. And if she doesn't like it, there's the door. That attitude is incredibly attractive because it's rare. Finally, we have to talk about resources. Yes, money matters, but it's not just about the number in the bank account, it's about resourceability. A lottery winner who is dumb with money is less attractive than a broke guy who is hustling, ambitious, and knows how to survive. Women are wired to seek provision and protection. In the modern world, money is the tool for that. You don't need to be a billionaire, but you need to show you have a path to abundance. You need to show you can handle the material world. If you are 30 and still borrowing money from your parents, or you have no ambition to grow, her biology hits the emergency brake. It's not about being a gold digger, it's about survival instinct. Show her you are a builder. Show her you are investing, learning, growing. Ambition is the aphrodisiac. Money is just the scorecard. Conclusion. Gentlemen, the game is rigged, but only if you play by the rules they told you in kindergarten. The nice guy finishes last because he is waiting for permission to finish. The man who embodies these traits, unpredictability, competence, stoicism, dominance, he doesn't wait for permission. He takes what he wants. He builds the life he wants. And because of that, women want to be part of his world. It's time to stop seeking validation and start commanding respect. Pick one of these traits and master it this week, then the next. Transform yourself into the man you were meant to be.